Hey guys, this is Andy McCann with CrossFit Garage coming to you from Woodstock, Georgia. And Jay has a question, and he is from somewhere with mountains. And he says, how do I build massive Viking endurance legs at 50 with one iffy knee? Yeah, I love that. I'm not sure exactly what a Viking leg is, but I love that. So details. One iffy knee has dislocated a few times in my life. Last was just a couple years ago. I like to hike and hunt at altitude, and I only need to get there, but hauling a 100-pound pack worries me. I've done this before 7 years ago, but it feels like I need to protect my knee with as much muscle as possible. I have a pro quality treadmill. I use every morning 3 miles at 10-degree inclination or 10-degree incline at about 3.5 miles per hour. I have dumbbells in pairs from 10 pounds up to 55 pounds, no plates or barbells, and I'm rural. Thanks. Okay, so Jay, I think what I'm hearing you say is I want to go out and do something fun, and my knee may hold me back. So what I'm really going to say is toss money at it. So go get a really good brace and wear it, make sure it feels good, and see if your leg's going to dislocate. So the question was, how do I make sure this I get these Viking legs because I am fearful of this iffy knee? So I'm going to take it in two parts. If you're fearful of the knee, then one, yeah, let's brace it up. Two, maybe hire a Sherpa, hire a teenager, or get somebody to go with you that's going to carry all that stuff, because 100 pounds at altitude, man, dude, that's a lot. You may be asking too much of yourself, but put a brace on it. Okay, so then you said, hey, how can I build up muscle around my knee? So the knee isn't necessarily like muscular. You can actually do too much muscle and then have like your quad pulling your kneecap in a different direction. So you want to really go at this in a very steady build. So I do love that you're on a treadmill. I would get off the treadmill and go out in real life. So weird thing about a treadmill is you're gonna pick your foot up and put it forward, but the treadmill is gonna push it back for you. So you aren't gonna do the exact same amount of work. I mean, it's better than nothing. Good for you. Glad you're doing it. But I would up it and do something out in your rural community, right? So put a backpack on and start walking and see how that feels. Okay, so things that I know you can do to strengthen up your knee that doesn't require surgery or seeing a doctor is you can do this thing called karaoke or grapevine. Call it whatever it is. And you basically move your leg back and forth as you shuffle like right or left. Google that, type in CrossFit grapevine, and it should come up. Maybe come up anywhere if you go on YouTube, but it's either karaoke or grapevine. So I would look into that. I know a guy over in Buford High School over in Swanee, and he would rehab his athletes who would go through MCL, ACL tear surgery and so forth by doing a lot of this and other stuff, but it was a huge component of it. So it sounds like if your knee is dislocating, you probably have a tear that you don't know about, or maybe a ligament like is just not there or is losing ability as you get older or something, right? So we want to make sure that knee stays together. Will muscle help? Sure. But it depends on how it's dislocating, hence going with the brace. So I've got some recommendations. I'll put them in the show notes so Jack can talk to you guys about it. I will take the biggest one you can get and wear it around so that you can not get rubs and raw from just the way it feels. Okay, so the other one, I've mentioned this before, or maybe in the timeline, your question comes out first, but I love the knees over toe guy. You can find him on YouTube at the knees over toe guy. He's got his own website, the ATG, it's Athletic Truth Group, and he goes through a whole lot of stuff about knees. You can do it easy. You could find his PDF and just follow it. I would pay him the money. It's really good stuff. I've done it. You can even go one step further and get one of his coaches to actually help you. So if you really want to shortcut the process, hire a coach or a mentor. Just pay them, and they'll have you do exercises. You can send them videos, but it's all about your knee. It's good stuff. I got a video here that I pulled up for Grapevine, so you can definitely follow it on Facebook, YouTube. And then there's something else you can do, Google or YouTube, CrossFit and squat therapy, and you're gonna see what a good squat looks like. So if you're doing these things, you're gonna build up the muscle and such around your knee correctly. If you're just doing a treadmill, you're probably going down a road that's not exactly what you want. That's good for your endurance, but it's not really gonna go for your knee. So your question was, how do I build massive Viking endurance legs at 50 with an iffy knee? So like I said, there's a lot of things that go in that. You don't necessarily need a ton of muscle. That's just gonna be more stuff you're lugging around. You can recruit more muscle fiber, and that's where intensity kind of comes into play. So if you do workouts with hypertrophy, then you're growing the muscle fiber. Not maybe exactly what you want. So what I would use those dumbbells, I would take them and do weighted squats, look at squat therapy, see what they're doing. You could also turn it into a thruster. It's basically a squat, and then you stand up and then put the bar or the dumbbells above your head. And you could use the various weights and see how you're feeling. Again, in all this, make sure you're paying attention to your knee, especially when you go out walking with a backpack or rucking as they would call it. Understand what's happening to your knee. When and where does it feel like it's dislocating? Really understand that. Get some knee braces. Try a couple out. I really like the super aggressive one. Let me find that. So it's the one that I pulled up is, let me see. Actually, I'll just send it to Jack and he can tag it. But it's pretty aggressive if you look at it. It's got metal, it's got padding, it's got a Velcro on the top and the bottom, so it's going to keep you very secure. If you also want to build that endurance without really messing with your knee, get some sort of Rogue Echo bike or an assault bike you can get off of Amazon. I'll link that too for Jack to show you guys. So here's the thing. If you want to build up that endurance to be able to lug, you need to sort of participate in that sort of movement. So I know you can't maybe replicate elevation, but you can replicate some of the distance and then maybe double it. Also, you can add weight. Also, you can add some intensity. So you want to be doing the movement that you're going to be out there doing and then a little bit more. So I would go aggressive on the squats to make sure that you're building the knee with stability. I'd go aggressive on the karaoke or tapioca or grapevine, whatever it's called, going back and forth. And again, take those dumbbells that you already have. You can walk with some in your hands. I'm not a huge fan of that. It's kind of heck on your shoulders. I'd rather put a backpack on. But you have them, so use them, right? If you can take a video and send it to me, Andy@CrossFitGarage.com, let me see what your squat looks like. If your knees are traveling in, then that's a totally different problem, and I'd have to do another session on just that. All right, hope that helps. Y'all take care. You can find me at on YouTube, it's at Andy McCann 42, or you can get on my podcast, which is CrossFit Garage. You can find it on any of the podcast delivery services.